Hey guys, welcome back. If you are watching this video, you're most likely a service-based business out here in Washington, D.C., and you're wondering, how can I scale my business? How can I become the go-to business? How can I become the best known? And there's all these other businesses, there's hundreds of businesses around me in my industry, but I need something that's going to help me become the best known. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you can start doing to become more unique and become well known in the space in your local area. And so it's not hard to do, it's very simple, but if you implement this, it's going to help you a little bit more when it comes to Instagram and becoming unique. So I'm going to show you exactly what you're competing against on Google and exactly what you're competing against on Instagram. And it might be a little bit confusing now, but I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So let me just go ahead, jump right into it. I'm going to move my face out of the screen a little bit. But basically, I'm going to go through the top 5 industries out here in Washington, D.C. So HVAC, plumbing, roofing, auto detailing, everybody has a car, remodeling. I'm going to go through all of those businesses. And so I'm going to show you what you're competing against on Google in terms of the top businesses. And I'm going to go through their Instagrams and I'm going to show you what those Instagrams look like, right? So we're going to start with HVAC. Basically, I'm just going to look through these websites and go to their Instagram. These are first times I'm looking at these Instagrams, by the way. So this is going to be my live reaction. I'm going to basically audit these Instagrams in front of you guys just so that you know exactly what to change in your Instagram. So Cypress Air Repairs doesn't even have an Instagram. So that's one less person you have to worry about. But look, if you are not on this top page right here, like the first or second page, you're not getting any leads. Even the second page, you're not really getting any leads. So if you're not top 5, you're not really getting any leads. We live in a convenient society, right? So people are going to call up the first 5 businesses that they see on Google and they're going to be like, okay, what are your price? What is your price? What is your price? And they're going to find the cheapest one and then they're going to go with them because they all kind of had the same reviews. That's what people are doing. So they're not going to second, third, fourth, fifth page to find your company and call you up. They're not doing that. And if you are getting leads, they're going to be the leads that are looking for a very, very cheap price. And they're going to expect that because they have to go to the third, fourth, fifth page. So I opened up one of the bigger companies, HVAC. They had like 1,500 reviews or something. But you can see here, so their profile picture is not really good. Like you're not gonna recognize and have this stand out. Like you're not gonna remember this really. And so also their bio is not that good. They don't explain what they do. They don't have any achievements in there, and then they don't have a keyword to actually be like, okay, here's where what you need to send me so that I can give you some more information. And then their content, it doesn't really seem like they have many client reviews. And if they are working with a lot of clients, they're not posting them. So you need to be posting your clients. You need to be hopping in front of the camera, talking to clients, asking them if they would recommend your business to other people and how they like the service you provided. You need to be putting that on your Instagram. And so I can scroll through here and they're not really giving out tips either. So I see right here they give out a few tips, and like down here they do, but they're not videos. So there's nobody behind this. There's no CEO that somebody can be like, yeah, I like and trust this person. And that's what you want on your page. You want to stand out in the fact that you are a person. You're not just trying to take somebody's money. You are trying to help them with a service and you want to be likable. You want to show your personality, show what you do on the daily, and then like your activities, your family, your kids, like all that you want to show as well. And that's going to be shown on your stories. But on your Instagram page, you want to give tips. You want to show the client interviews and the client results and your process. You want to show all of that. And so that way, when people come to your page and know exactly what you do, they actually know who you are because you show that yourself. And that is why people are going to like and trust you. And that is how you're going to get a lot more leads from Instagram rather than trying to compete on Google. Because I'm telling you, you're not going to compete with those people out there. I think before this, Michael and Son was on there with 14,000 reviews. You're definitely not competing with them if you do HVAC out here in Washington, D.C. So, um, this is not bad. I will say this is not bad Instagram, but few tweaks and you can automatically be doing way better than them. I'm just gonna scroll down, find one. Let's just do United HVAC. So I'm gonna go through two of these HVAC, but then the rest I'm just gonna go through probably the top one, just because I don't want to keep just like saying the same thing over and over. You get it after I show you two of these first ones, so it's taking a while to load this website. But if this doesn't load quickly, I'm just gonna go to the next one. So here's Michael and Son actually right here. Let's go to Thomas E. Clark, and so basically what I want you to understand and what I want you to get out of this is that, okay, so they don't even have an Instagram page. I'm going to go on to the next industry. You see here that if I went through those, you can go through this yourself. And I'm not going to go through every industry. So if I'm not going through your industry, just look up the same thing, Washington, D.C., find your industry, and start going through these Instagram pages and seeing how you can outcompete on Instagram. So basically, um, you just need to know that like Google is going to be extremely hard for you to compete, and then Instagram is extremely easy to compete because nobody is doing this. So let's just go district, what is it, capital, I think it said. Let's see if they have an Instagram, and it is not. Oh, they do have one. So yeah, let's see what their Instagram is looking like. Okay, so it seems like they are posting some memes and stuff like that. So look, this is not a good Instagram. Nobody's talking on camera. They have highlights. It just says highlights down here. Just ask yourself, would you look at this and be like, yeah, I want to buy from this person? If if it doesn't look like professional, you're probably not going to buy from this person. So you can see it here. You're probably not going to buy from this person. It's not that professional. This is not what you want your Instagram page to look like. You want to be different. So we went through plumbing. Just go look at this yourself because I just want to show you these kind of top industries. So we have roofing next. Gonna go through, find the top person here that's not running ads. Um, let's just go to CJ Roofing and see what they're doing. So this doesn't look like they have an Instagram either. It could just be loading, but I don't think they have one. Yeah, they don't have one. Let's find another one. We'll do capital improvements. So let's see what they have going on their Instagram page. And you're gonna kind of notice a pattern. Okay, they don't even have an Instagram page, but you're gonna notice a pattern of all these, even if they're in different industries, most of these businesses are doing the same thing on their Instagram page, which is absolutely nothing. So they don't have an Instagram page either. Right. Well, you see, for roofing, most of them don't even have Instagram pages. We're going to go on to the next one, auto detailers. We're going to find their number one and we're going to see what happens with them. And then we have remodeling left. And then after that, I'll show you exactly what an Instagram page is supposed to look like. And then we'll get into the action items for what you can do to help start getting your Instagram page looking good. So if they don't have an Instagram page, we'll go to Premier Auto Detail. Let's see if they have an Instagram page. Somebody's gotta have an Instagram page. Hey, they don't have an Instagram page either. And then let's just go extreme detail. If they don't have an Instagram page, we're gonna move on to the next one. But it's it's so weird that businesses do not utilize social media and Instagram when there's so many people on Instagram. There's just, I think, around 166 million people on Instagram, and 47% of them are adults that actually use them. So it's really, really crazy. You only need a small percentage of those people to actually have a record month. And in Washington, D.C., you should be able to run a local ad and be able to absolutely dominate, like absolutely dominate by just running one local ad because you only need a few people extra per month to hit these record months, right? So you don't need like 1,000 people. You just need a few of them. So let's go to remodeling now. We're on remodeling. So the past two industries did not have anybody who had an Instagram page. They don't have an Instagram page, or at least it's not on there. Let's go to DC remodeling. We'll go here. Let's see if they have an Instagram page. But you're seeing a pattern. So I'm not going to keep just showing you kind of the same things over and over. but they have an Instagram page. So let's go look at this. Okay. So their Instagram page, same thing, guys. Nobody's talking. They're just showing this stuff. Beautiful homes, like beautiful remodeling, but they're not showing what they need to be showing, and they're not really doing what they need to be doing. So here's what you need to be doing. And I know that was 10 minutes of me just kind of going over the same thing over and over and over and over again, but I want to show you each industry. So here's what you need to be doing. This is Trace Walters. He has a renovation, he's a contractor out in Arizona. So he has a renovation business. So he does pools, landscaping, you see the design build, but here's what you can get from his page. So basically, when you first come to his page, you can see, look, it's all uniform. He has green up here, he has green right here. He makes it look professional. His logo, his brand, this really sticks out. Like if you saw this on the street while you were just driving, you would be like, "Oh, this is Trace." You would be able to see that. And so then when you come over to his bio, you can see exactly what he does right here. He says exactly what he does. Then he gives a little bit of information about himself, which is his achievement, Christian plus husband. And then also he has DM build to inquire. So now when people come to his page, they know exactly where to get more information. And that's what you want. You want a keyword like that so that people can DM you, come to your page. And I'm assuming he has his Instagram, or not his Instagram, his website right here. So he still has everything, but I know he was running Instagram ads, and that's why he has 10,000 followers. And then also, he has in his highlights reviews and stuff like that. So he shows off everything he does. And that's what you want. You want to show off everything you've done in your highlights, then you have reviews. And so he also shows off everything he does in his videos, but he does it very, very creatively, and it's very, very high quality. So he's been able to close like $90,000 deals, $100,000 deals because of his content. So you can see here, he gets a lot of views or a lot of likes and a lot of comments. If I go to his reels, you can see the amount of views that he gets. But he gets a lot, like a ton of them, and it's because of his content. So he has client interviews, which I think one of these is a client interview, and then all of his content he's talking on camera. Like this is him in every single piece of content all up here. So you can get from his Instagram that you need to be talking on camera, you need to be showing your life, you need to be showing exactly what you do in your process, and you need to be a little bit creative, just a little bit creative, and you can outcompete people. And so he doesn't need a Google. He can honestly just use Instagram and close deals. So he was closing those $90,000 deals from Instagram and those $100,000 deals from Instagram. So here's kind of a reference for what you need to do. And what I will say is this is not going to just immediately going to bring you leads, but it's going to help you be a little bit more professional when it comes down to it. So here are your action items. This is how you're going to optimize your Instagram. So basically, what you want to do is you have, let's just say, I used to live in Greenville, South Carolina, which is why it says Greenville, South Carolina there. But what you want to do is you want to have a like what you help. So how do you help people? So if you are doing like remodeling, instead of just saying I help or I do remodeling, you would say like I turn people's shabby bathrooms into their dream bathroom, like something like that. And you can do that for kind of any industry. And so you can just put that there for your first line. And then for your second line, if you have any big achievements, then put that here. So you can put like helped over 100 plus people out here in the local area. And then you can put like rated number one in the state. Doesn't matter, just put an achievement. And then you can also have what I like to have is the keyword, which is message me whatever to learn more. So you can see that it's kind of the same framework that Trace has right here. Um, but this is how you can do it. So then testimonials and about you. These are going to be the highlights. So the testimonials, basically these are reviews that Trace had. You're going to put that in your highlights. Show off every single thing on your Instagram. Every single testimonial, every single client result, show that on your Instagram. And then the about you, what you want to do is just kind of make these videos about why you started, what keeps you going, and how has the journey been, and then your main goals, and then your industry. That's basically just like what Trace has. So like design, pavers, turf, like stuff in his industry that he does. You can actually go look at his page if you want to look at that. But industry, that is going to be basically whatever you do, just show off the stuff that you do. So try that out and see if that looks a little bit better. Make sure to make everything one color. And once you do that, just try that out. But if you want exact steps and help with actually setting up your Instagram page and then running some local ads so you can get leads coming to that page and closing big deals, then just book a call down below. I'm going to drop a link down there so that you can actually book a call, and then you can also DM me on my Instagram and we can set up a call like that as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this can help you out some and show you exactly why you should be marketing on Instagram instead of just focusing on Google.